Good morning, everybody. It's Positive Tuesday today, May 6th, 2025. For Barron County Sheriff Chris Fitzgerald, I'm Ben Dryden, and you're watching The Big Show, Positive Tuesday with Ben and Fitzy, presented by Professional Exteriors and Interiors. With 20 years of experience, this locally owned and operated business provides quality work both on the inside and on the outside of your home or business. Like Fitzy and I, they believe it's the little things that make a big difference. Give them a call today, see what they can do for you. The number's right there on the screen, 715-520-2271. Fitzy, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Uh,
Bad answer.
How am I?
Bad question.
Well, when I did the show flow this morning, as I always do, I think at this point everybody knows our show flow. Start out with sports, then we do a commercial, then we do quick hits, then any press releases or articles, then any discussion topics, the weather. That's just what we've done. This is our 230th the show. We've gotten pretty good at our routines. This morning it made it really, really easy for today's show flow, because obviously big news. Chicago Cubs are in first place and have the best offense in baseball. So I figured that's what we're going to talk about this whole show.
That's right. We're just going to talk sports. There's nothing else going on in the world.
Yeah. So,
if my phone doesn't ring, it'll be impressive.
Oh, yeah, we should count how many times. Do I still have that triangle? Hold on. Remember we used to do that for Dave Wilson every time he would comment? Yeah. There we go. Every time your phone rings. You must have gotten a lot of phone calls over the last 24 hours.
I shared a press release, so.
My goodness. So, yes, let's talk about it. You announced that you are retiring from law enforcement.
I am.
So, and that is literally going to be our topic. That's the only thing we're talking about today is that stuff. And by the way, I did look up this morning. I found this. Remember, this is from 2017. Remember when we used to do the 21 things you might not know about me?
Yeah.
Those segments. You did one of them, and I have some of these, and I think it's kind of a fun trip down memory lane. But yeah, so obviously if people don't watch any of the news or go to DrydenWire or your Facebook page or anything, let everybody know what your announcement is.
Yeah, I have announced I met with the governor on Friday when he was in Rice Lake, so I got to meet with him face to face, and I'm retiring from my position as sheriff, moving into the private sector world, and I was offered a job and accepted a job with Mosaic Technologies as their director of public relations, because what a better job for me. I love the camera, and I get to work with the media every day, and I get to do public relations for a company that's been established for hundreds of years in the Barron County area, and now they're expanding, and they're just a great company with some friends. The CEO is a friend of mine, and as somebody I've looked up to as a leader. So I've made the decision, a tough decision, but the right decision for me and my family, and so I'm leaving.
I mean, I don't even know where to start. Well, first of all, good morning, Dirk and Jody. I agree. Good morning, Patty. Tammy Emerson, Team Mosaic. Is she on Mosaic as well? I called Joel Zimmerman because he works there, and I've known him.
Yep.
Yeah. So
that's my new boss right there. I got a boss now. I don't get to be the boss anymore. Tammy's my boss. So
well, no, let's clear something up right away. Holly's your boss. Let's not kid ourselves about that. Yeah. Sorry. So let's
she's
go.
A little worried I'm going to be home more, but
let's go back to let's start from the very beginning. Again, this is our only topic we're talking about today. So let's walk all the way through this. You've been on the show many, many times. Well, it's our 230th show, and you've always said, "Yep, every year is an election year." And of course, I'm running again, and I'm running, and I'm running. When did you first start thinking about it? Was it about thinking about maybe not being in law enforcement or being the sheriff? Did that happen first, or was it a job opportunity that happened first that started you thinking about it?
No, it was the job opportunity. Working for a company like Mosaic, and I'm not just saying that because I'm going to be employed there. They've been a partner with us for years, obviously from the tornado, even before that. Directors ago, before Domenico was the director even, I've been partners with, and Tammy's been there forever, and she's been a friend and a partner with law enforcement for years. So it's before that, and that's just been the company I've always looked up to. And an opportunity presented itself that I had to give some thought to. and did some more research with them, had conversations just like this in a room with them about, leaving law enforcement, and it's a big deal. And talked over, obviously, with my family. My kids don't care. It's probably better for them. But my wife convinced me, do something for you instead of worrying about what everybody else. You have for 28 years worried about everybody else. So I did this for me, and pretty excited about it. I'm extremely excited about it, and I don't want to be super happy here. I don't want to be. I'm leaving, hopefully a legacy, but I'm very happy and excited about where I'm going. I mean, I love public relations. I love Mosaic and what they stand for in the community, and that's where I'm going. It's a dream job, and I have always said this is a dream job, and it has been a dream job. But it's going to be cool. It's going to be really neat.
Well, I know I've talked to like Sheriff Tracy Finch yesterday about this, and she agrees to, like, this is a perfect line of work for you. I talked to my wife, and I think she sent you a nice text the other day. And Mom comes over for Bible study every Sunday morning. As you know, 8:30 she comes here with Jerusha and our two kids are still here in the house. And I for Bible study, and I told Mom about it Sunday morning because you and I talked Saturday. Which, by the way, I still thought that was a dream. I'll tell you that story in a little bit. It's really funny. It really is. And I asked her, what are your thoughts? Leaving law enforcement. You know what she said? Good for him. Now that's a wife of a sheriff for 28 years as sheriff and 38 years in law enforcement. And there's a lot of impacts, and you see the impacts, and that's what Tracy Finch and I were talking about yesterday, is the impacts that it has on a person. It's a unique job. Speaking of my father, Sheriff, you're a great man. Aw. Yeah. Boy, that's weird. I don't know why I'm getting emotional for you. But I am. All right, so,
buddy, friendship.
So you got the call. When did this start? A week ago? A month ago?
Oh no, it was a couple weeks ago. I mean, it hasn't been very long. And somebody said, "Well, you didn't give it much thought." And I'm like, "Well, I don't have to give it much thought because I know who I am. I know what I stand for. I know what Mosaic stands for. I know that this department is in a great spot. I think, everybody's like, oh, what's the controversy? What's the turmoil? What's the, what's whatever? There's nothing. This department is in a great
I see,
spot.
like a driving factor that you're like, I got to get out. I see.
I got to get out now. Something's going to fall. There's other shoes there's nothing. But there's no projects right now. We're building a new jail. My team has got that. We're fully staffed. We're going in a great direction. I believe in the leadership that we've built up here to continue the what we're doing going forward. So I'm not worried about who sits in. Well, I'm a little worried about who sits in this chair next, but I believe my chief deputy is the perfect candidate, Jason Hagan. I believe he's going to take this position. I hope the governor appoints him. I'm going to ask for help out there from people to make sure that if he chooses to sit in this seat, and I'm pretty sure he's got some thinking to do with his family and friends to think about this, that help him get this. The support out there for law enforcement is second to none. So I'm not leaving anything open. My desk is clear. We're ready to move forward. This is a huge opportunity for me to do something I love. I continue to do something I love, and be there with the people and help Mosaic, grow. So it's going to be, it's just a great opportunity for me. And again, there's nothing out there that it's just a perfect timing. Timing is everything. You believe in luck, you believe in God, whatever it is, it's you believe in it. And it was perfect for me. And like my wife said, go do something for you for once. And this was what I really wanted to do. Yeah. I've joked with Tammy and Domenico and their staff at Mosaic. I mean, they have some long tenured staff there. And again, I know I'm selling it. It's my job now. I have to sell Mosaic. But they sell themselves. I don't have to sell what they do because they are a stand-up company. They have great morals and values, and they believe in taking care of a community. And that's obviously what I've done here for 17 years, what I've done in Barron County for 28 years. It's bigger than Barron County now. And again, when I left the PD, I became the county, and now I'm going out to do some great bigger things. Like I said, they have operations in Eau Claire, and we want to bring the internet to more people, and lots of different things out there that they're doing that I have no understanding of yet that I'm going to learn. But it's very exciting for me. I think it's tough to leave law enforcement. Jeff Wallace and I went over yesterday, and it's the anniversary of Katie Lysing's death 2 years ago over in St. Clair County. So my thoughts and wishes are with St. Clair County and the deputies and the family. Yesterday for Katie, and there's, I'm leaving some of that stress. Obviously, there's some stress in the new job. Anytime you're in a job, you should have stress. It means you love what you're doing. It means that you're trying to work. It means you're trying to make a difference. So if there's no stress in your job and your life, it's, you need some meaning in it. So, but I think it's a different kind of stress, and I think that's probably good for me. I still get to help people. I still get to be involved in communities on a larger scale. So, I keep talking about it, but I'm super excited. I'm sad, but I'm super excited that I don't have to leave the people that watch this show. I can still make a difference in a community, maybe even a bigger impact in some way.
Sure, I get it. And good. And by the way, good for Holly. I mean, that's huge. I mean, it's just good for her. I mean, do what you want.
Right.
But boy, not having your support of your your wife, that I'm sure that would have.
Probably wouldn't know.
Right. But yeah, she sees you on a daily basis. She knows more about that. Pedigree, no more Positive Tuesdays. Yeah, that's interesting. We don't really know. We talked about it just briefly, and I think we're going to do like the rest of this month. We're going to try to do our regular Tuesday shows. We'll have the announcement each week if we're doing them. We're going to try to do those. And then the last you and I talked, because we only talked about this briefly, and it was, do we still do these? And we honestly, I don't think we've really come up with the answer yet. We really haven't talked about it. Honestly, if people still want to watch it, we'll have to kind of retool the show a little bit, because it won't be about law enforcement, but it can't be a 45-minute love fest about Mosaic either, because
it can be.
Here's what we're actually doing. Like, and here's how you get your internet rate. It's like, okay. So maybe we do. I think no matter what, we should probably take like a sabbatical, right? You start your new job June 1st. So after this month, take some time, get it acclimated there, and then we'll kind of discuss like what is our future. So that I don't know. Here's some more comments.
It's in both of our cards. So there's all the way to North Carolina, man.
Aww.
So but I think again, it's not off the table. I've had this discussion with my new boss, and
you did. You brought it up our Positive Tuesday shows.
We've talked about it.
Okay.
And so, I think we've had a brief discussion about it, but it's not off the table by any means. But again, what is my role, and what do we do Tuesday morning? I don't know what my Tuesday mornings look like. I know what it looks like when I'm in this job.
Yeah.
I don't know what it looks like in that job. And I don't. Yeah, we can't talk about Mosaic for 45 minutes. I can probably, but again, no one will. After 3 episodes, no one will watch the show.
Right.
So. Because they want to know what's going on in life. So, but maybe we can involve.
Well, there's a lot of times that we talk about other things that have nothing to do with law enforcement. Right. So, I mean, plus, and that, and also when it's like, 100%, and also when it's, who else am I going to talk to about politics? Like, you're one of the few people that I can talk to that isn't. I'm so far entrenched as a Democrat or as a Republican that I can't see anything else. Like, we can actually just have a conversation about that stuff on election days, and I kind of miss that. And by the way, thank you, Lynn and Dave Wilson, for putting in their comments, and everyone else. Pedigree and Jason is a great, if not.
Aaron Hodak was a logical choice. Yeah. So Jason Hagan is a great candidate and a logical choice. So
Roman Quinn was hey, there we go. Hey, there you go. Next time you talk to him, if he's gonna come on and we're gonna start plugging some Mosaic, we better start,
I don't know what kind of budget I got, so we'll have to. But I know a couple people. We'll try to make some stuff.
We'll figure it out.
The community.
We'll figure it out. All right. There's a whole bunch more, and there's more comments we'll get to. And also, I kind of want to just for fun go down memory lane here. Here's your 21 things you might not know about me, Chris Fitzgerald, and this is back from 2017. We'll get to that and more in 15 seconds after a word from Spooner Health.
Spooner Health, compassion is at the center of everything we do. It's rooted in who we are and why we're here. It unites us as providers, neighbors, and as a community. Learn more at spoonerhealth.com.
All right. So this was 2017. I Googled it this morning. So I'm like, I thought you did one of those 21 things you might not know about me. So here's just a few things, and I don't even know where I'm going with this. I picked out like 15 of them. This is 2017, Chris Fitzgerald. I've wanted to be a cop since I was 5.
Until I was 52, I guess.
That's 52. Till 52. Another one, I serve on lots of nonprofits across the county, 14 of them. That was 14 back in 2017. About how many are you on now?
I don't know. I've been resigning from all of my boards. We're reassessing where I'm going to go, but I'm going on some boards for Mosaic. So we will reassess. I'll be still involved in the community, but we're going to reassess where I am. So what I'm doing is leaving them all, and then we're going to add back to new. I know I'm going to serve on some economic development boards and things like that. So still going to be heavily involved in the community. Just I got to spread out to a few other counties. And so I'll be doing it at Mosaic's pleasure where they would like me to serve, or where we think the best interest of our business is where to serve.
Well, and it's nice that you have a lot of those contacts already. I mean, Dave Armstrong, for example, Representative Dave Armstrong, you have a good relationship with him, and he is executive director for the Barron County Economic Development Corporation. Now it's you'll have those same conversations, just you'll have a different hat on. So that's certainly nice. Like Domenico and Mosaic seems to be getting not just Chris Fitzgerald, not just your charisma and your personality. They're also getting your Rolodex. Let's not get it out. Hopefully you use that as a chip to get more money.
No, I should have used it. All these comments on Facebook, and I just can't. I'll never be able to reach out to the many people that sent me the positive notes and congratulations and thanks for all I've done. I've had a beautiful team behind me, so it's been easy.
Well, you should have hired me as your agent. I would have got you more money.
You should have had an agent. I think
really
I should have.
You really should have. Thank you.
I probably gave too much excitement away. I think it made it easy for Mosaic.
Other things here on your 21 things might not know about me that you did for DrydenWire 8 years ago. We know some of these already. Anyone watches the show, I don't drink coffee, but I drink plenty of Mountain Dew. I think that one we all know now. We didn't update this list. Yeah. Yeah, I like donuts a lot. Hot dogs from street vendors are the best. Had them both in Chicago and New York City. Yeah, you are a total street vendor, or what are those trucks? The food trucks?
Right. I hope we buy one. A Mosaic food truck is what I'm going for next. But I haven't sold that. I haven't pitched that idea to our marketing team yet.
All right. I'm sure they're not watching it right now anyway, so that's fine.
Yeah, sure
my dad worked at the sheriff's department for 33 years part-time and retired after I became sheriff, probably why I got into the field. So on that note, you talked to obviously not just Holly and your family first, but of course Dan and Bunny. You talked to your parents. What were their thoughts when you had that conversation? What was their feedback?
I think they were shocked because I kind of dropped it on them. Not many people knew about this in the whole world. There's probably only 3 people that knew about it for about 3 or 4 days, and then more and more people started to know about it. 2 at Mosaic and 2 in my house. And so we because it wasn't something that, as an elected official, it's not, you don't want people to know you're out shopping for jobs, but I wasn't shopping for jobs. It just conversations took place, and I think it was the right role for me, and I wanted it and went after it a little bit. So it wasn't like they just, came after me and just, made this great deal. I had a part in this too, and some excitement on my end, and I saw some new energy come out of me, and there's not a lot of negativity in Mosaic, and, the internet goes down once in a while and people are upset, but I won't miss some of these phone calls from people that.
How could you? I mean, jeepers. I mean, you and I talked about that. Your job, my job. There are some parallels. And one of those is like a lot of the things that you do, it's open to the public to criticize, and that's perfectly fine. It just kind of comes with a gig. But it's the negativity, and it's not the criticism. It's the negativity and it's the hate. We're not even talking about like having to see dead bodies. Like, I don't know how you, anyone in your line of work or EMTs or how you unsee a dead baby on the side of the road or in a car. Like, how, I don't know. That has to affect your life in some way, shape, or form. It just absolutely has to. And hopefully you won't be seeing a lot of that at Mosaic. Or something's really wrong.
I know who to call if I do. I'll be calling people instead of responding myself. But no, the 2 a.m. phone calls, while I enjoyed them, it obviously gets to you.
It does. It
And
gets to me. We've
so,
talked
yeah,
about that. It does sometimes.
it's just going to be a different stride. I won't be bored. I think if I was leaving law enforcement, say I decided not to run and I was just leaving and going to sit at home, I think it'd be a lot tougher. I
Yeah.
am super excited and stoked to be there. I'll probably be the only guy at the Mosaic office at 6:30 on Saturday morning working in my office because that's how I'm wired. That's how I dream.
Yep.
That's where you come up with some great ideas. That's where and so I, I'm going to be all in as I was with this job because I'm committed. People are committed to you. And I think you should be as committed to them. That's why I've sold this department and I have a bunch of committed people to the mission of the sheriff's department. And I will be committed as one of those people now to their team. And, I'm a seat at their table and that's what I wanted because I think they're going in the right direction. And I believe I have input that can help, bring internet to people, bring services to people, make sure they're getting the right service, make sure we are connecting with our customers and knowing what we're doing. I mean, they have a heck of a team built that people don't see. And it's really neat to see. And a lot of people don't see, and it's jailer week. So I don't want to, again, forget about the job that I'm doing here today and I will continue to do until the last day. I made a commitment for May 31st to do a gig on May 31st because I'm not giving up on this job until June 1st. And I'll never give up on it and the support of it. But I said, yeah, I want to go do the little kids race in Cameron on May 31st as a sheriff. And that'll be my last official act is to do the kids race that I've done for years as sheriff. And it'll be, so I'm committed to them like they're committed to me, just like my employees are committed to me here. And it's going to be really awesome.
So going back to your let's just talk specifically about your dad. Because I know my father, and if I say, "Hey, Dad, I'm thinking about doing this," you just based on how he responds, like his words may be supportive, but it's like, oh, if that is that what you want to do? It's like, frick, I didn't get any buy-in from my dad at all. And for some, I mean, you and I both have great relationships with our fathers. That is very, very important.
Right.
So it's not that we wouldn't do something if our fathers, even in us, like we still feel like we're little kids and our dads are still, dads, and we're both like 50. And we still highly value our father's opinion. So what was the initial reaction from your dad? You said surprise.
Well, he's always been supportive. And he knows that I know what I'm doing. So he's been supportive of me. I think he was like, wow, you love law enforcement. I'm like, yeah, I know I do. And he's like, have you thought about it? I'm like, yeah, of course I've thought about it. So, he's been supportive of it. And it's a shock to them because, I thought I was going to be the sheriff forever. And
I think we all did.
Opportunities. Yeah, I did. I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't saying, boy, I hate this job. I had planned on running for sheriff. I had planned on doing it. But, man, with everything going as good as it was and an opportunity like this comes into play, I was talking to someone else just this morning about they're thinking about leaving a position they're in and retiring and not going into something else, but retiring. But there's a project that they're working on that they want to finish. And that's the commitment you want in an employee is to say, well, I could retire tomorrow, but I'm going to finish this commitment. It's almost going to take me to the end of the year. So my plans have changed, but I'm committed to this project. And I think that's what you want in an employee. And I think that's what's pretty awesome about it. And I think, I wasn't going to jump just because of a job. It had to be the perfect job for the perfect company and the perfect opportunity for me. Because I want to continue to work. I'm only going to be 52 in July. I want to continue to make a difference in the community. Being involved in the community is very important to me. And so being able to do that in a different role and maybe even a larger role is what I want. And so, like, again, back to what my wife said, go do something for yourself and go continue to make a difference. And so that's what I'm going to do.
Well, I think your boss doesn't like me, Domenico.
Why?
I sent him an email yesterday, and I don't know if I sent it the right
well, maybe you didn't send it the right.
Maybe I did. So I don't know his email address. I just Googled his name in Mosaic, and there was an email address. I'm like, all right. So I sent it, and it was sarcastic, and it was pretty short, but I can't remember exactly what I said. I should have printed it. But it was, I think the subject line was, I have a bone to pick with you. So, basically I was calling him a jerk for taking away my partner on Positive Tuesdays and for taking away the sheriff. I mean, it was all, if you take it the wrong, I suppose, but, I figured he'd probably understand it was sarcasm and joking. But now he didn't reply, so either it was the wrong email address or he took it seriously and like, whoops. And I complimented him like, you got a great guy, Fitzy. What?
You're going to be served a restraining order.
Yeah. So he hasn't replied. So now I'm just hoping I sent it to the wrong email address and somebody's just like, I don't know who this person is.
Maybe it's sitting on my desk waiting for the PR guy to respond to this, will you?
Right. Yeah, that's funny. Just want to keep going just to some of these few other ones from 2017, 21 things you might not know about me, Chris Fitzgerald. Number 30, I and another officer at Rice Lake Police Department started the first bicycle patrol unit in Rice Lake. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I am the bicycle patrol unit. I was reading all these comments. Yeah. I'm trying to keep up.
Yeah. Thank you, Lisa.
So yes, bicycle patrol. You almost forget about some of the things you did,
and that's why I'm bringing some of this stuff up, because I think it's kind of fun to go down memory lane here.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, it was cool to start that with Chad Thompson, and ironically, Chad Thompson and I started that. My new partner at Mosaic in the HR division is his daughter, Gabby. Wow. So it's kind of, it's a small world out there. And that's why I've been impressed with Barron County and what we can do as a community. Some of these larger events that we've done come together, and a community comes together, and we're family here, and it continues at Mosaic with, I get to learn from Gabby, and as I learn from Chad, her dad. So it's a small world, and that's why Barron County is so special.
I want to get to, there's a few more I wanted to bring up here, but I want to go back to this from Richard, because you had said that you met with Governor Evers, because that's how it works, right? Sheriffs, you got to notify the governor, and he's the one that ultimately selects, but then you can obviously give a recommendation. Mm-hmm. And when when you and I were talking, I'm like, well, I was assuming he's going to be putting that out, as a press release that's seeking applicants for. I honestly thought it'd be up yesterday, but here's a question along those lines from Richard. Although he may seek local input, Governor Evers holds all the cards on naming successor to fill the vacancy. What are the odds someone who refuses to cooperate with federal law enforcement will be named? Someone refuses.
I don't think it gets that deep. I think they think about Barron County first and the state second. So I don't think it gets that deep. I don't know. I mean, when I was appointed, and that was 17 years ago, almost 17 years ago, it didn't get into that type of, now that politics wasn't happening then. It did get into re-elections and elections and things like that, some of that, but it was more, can you be a leader, and can you lead a department, and will people follow you, and what kind of style do you lead with, and things like that, more questions that it should be tailored to. So I don't think the governor, whether you think of that side of it or not, I'm pretty sure, I'm about 99% sure that he isn't going to ask that question. But I could be wrong, and he does hold all the cards, and he doesn't have to listen to me or anybody else. Yeah. But I haven't seen him go that direction. Whether you like him or not, I haven't seen him in any appointment go a direction. You're right. He can make Ben Dryden the sheriff of Barron County.
Wait, I'm sorry. What now?
Right. Yeah.
Really?
So
should I apply? I should apply. I just want to go through the process to see if I'll even get an interview.
Well, I think that'll be. Thank you for your input. You weren't chosen. No offense, but I think that's what the letter will say.
All right, fine. Well, at least I get an official letter from the Governor Evers' office.
Right, you get a letter from the governor.
We've asked them to come on the show in the past, and we never even get responses. So at least I'll get a response from him finally.
Yeah. Exactly.
This is a good one, Brian. Well, see, Brian's looking out for me. Will Ben get a discount on internet services and podcasts? Well, we'll see, Brian. We'll see.
I know a guy.
I know a guy now. Please explain what Mosaic is all about. Well, we don't want to spend all day on this. I'm sure you'll be talking about Mosaic.
They're an internet company that does everything for you. So they're an internet company, but they have many different services. We're expanding our services. I don't exactly know the full details.
Right. I haven't even started the job yet, so give me a month and I'll get back to you on that one.
Not in the sales department, but maybe by the end of the week I will be. But yeah, they provide internet service, obviously, but they have TV, they have
phone
cable
service
television now.
Yeah. I remember like a year ago, I was talking to Joel Zimmerman because I think he's like this
Joel
commercial stuff. Yeah, and because he used to be the Washburn County Economic Development Corporation executive director. Now he's with Mosaic, so I've been friends with Joel for years. But he was saying some of the other things they did, and I can't remember what they are, but it was like how your home phone and sets this up, and something about like your blinds, like you control all, like, but you're an internet, so what are you talking about? He's like, oh man, all the stuff that we have.
Yeah. Home tech, you know, they do all their own construction now, the construction company. I mean, they are expanding. They are the future for us. Again, not selling Mosaic to anybody, but yeah, I am selling Mosaic to everybody. So, but that's how I live my life. So, you'll start to get Mosaic pens instead of Sheriff's Department pens.
Right. I want to go back to, actually, I thought this was a dream. You've seen like on TV shows or on movies when someone says, boy, I had to pinch myself and make sure that I wasn't dreaming. Like, whatever, that never happens. So on Friday afternoons, because I take Friday afternoons off, like around 1 o'clock, I kind of turn my phone on Do Not Disturb. I don't want any interruptions. I don't want emails, phone calls, texts. I just need to unplug, right, for mental health. So Friday night, I went to bed at 9 o'clock, and I turned my phone off to Do Not Disturb, and I just check if there's any emergencies or anything going on. I saw a missed call from you and a text from you saying, hey, give me a call when you have a second. I'm like, well, it's 9 o'clock. I'll call him tomorrow. So I went to bed, and I woke up, and I had a dream that I called you, and you said, we're no longer doing the show. And I can't remember in my dream the reason why, but I'm like, oh, that's weird. So I just had this weird feeling about it. So when I ended up calling you on Saturday, like you didn't even like walk me, build up to it at all. I'm like, hey, what's up? Retiring as sheriff effective June 1st. I'm like, what? Yeah, I'm retiring as sheriff. Take a job at Mosaic June 1st, my last day, or I'm starting at Mosaic on June 1st. And I'm not kidding. It felt like an eternity. It was probably a split second, but I literally had to ask myself. Like I looked down on the phone, I'm like, yeah, that says Chris Fitzgerald. I was outside, I looked around, okay, there's trees. I'm like, I had to consciously ask myself, am I dreaming? Because I feel like I just had this dream. Maybe I'm still dreaming. I'm not kidding. Yeah. That was really a freaky feeling.
You must have had a sixth sense.
It's something. It's a female intuition that's vicariously through my wife or something. I don't know. All right. Here's a few more that were left over from our 21 Things You Might Not Know About Me, Chris Fitzgerald. Again, this is back from 2017. The second best job, other than sheriff, was being a school liaison officer for the Rice Lake School District. I forgot that you were there.
I'm going to go teach my last class at the Rice Lake High School after this show today, and well, maybe not my last one, but as sheriff, it would be my last one. As I do a drug talk every year. So I'll be going to the Rice Lake School after this and giving a drug talk.
My goodness. Another one was, while going to school, I worked for 4 different police departments part-time.
Yeah. So I actually started my career. I actually have a little bit more than 20 years if you count my part-time service. So I started in Rice Lake as a part-time officer. Then I moved to Cumberland PD as a part-time officer, worked in their school as a school cop. I worked for the Barron Police Department. I also worked for the Cameron Police Department on a part-time basis while I was going to school, and then got hired full-time in Rice Lake, continued my school cop role in Cumberland, then left that and, became a patrol deputy, a detective, and then moved over to sheriff.
And all of this, and let's face it, if you want to, you got this job as long as you want it, being the sheriff. Let's face it, unless you do something all of a sudden really, really stupid. I would say that you pretty much have this as long as you want. And all of this history and all of these wonderful memories, and you're throwing it all away, dude, just to go somewhere else. What are you thinking?
Yeah. I am.
Are you nervous at all? Are you, there has to be a little bit of nervousness, right?
Oh, sure. If you're not nervous, you're not, you don't want something. So, yeah, I'm very nervous. Monday's going to be really weird. Monday that I start, and it's going to be different. And so it's going to be awesome. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm excited to not be the boss, but, be a team player and join a team that's as awesome as my team here. This is just a perfect fit. I I know for me, I hope it's a fit for them. I know it will be for them. I know it will be for the community. I know it seems like we're not losing anything here at the Sheriff's Department. I know people think we are, but this team can do it. I'm just one person that's part of a team. I know I'm a big clog in the wheel here, but I just know that the wheel's going to keep going around whether I'm here or not. Mm-hmm. If anybody thinks they're not replaceable, they're wrong. Everyone's replaceable. And just not the Ed planned on ever leaving. I never even thought about writing a letter to a governor and saying, hey, I'm leaving. I got to let you know I'm quitting, I guess. But I can retire. I have the years of service in, so I'll be retiring and just doing something else. And I think it'll be good for myself and my family. And that's what's most important in the world.
You'll actually be able to go to sleep and have your phone like on silent. Right.
Yeah.
It's like I can actually have a full night.
I don't think they're going to call me for outages, but I suppose if there's an outage, I got to do some public relations stuff. So
I'm just saying.
I'll be available 24/7 for Mosaic. That's fine.
What a different life. I'm just saying. And by the way,
it will be different.
I would a little pushback though on the if everybody's job is replaceable. I don't know on that one. I don't know. I've seen some really, really good people leave, and then somebody else comes in, and yeah, I mean, technically they're doing the job, but not very well. And what about our wives? Can't replace Jerusha. Just saying. That's not really a job, though. Well, I suppose it is being married to me. Yeah, Holly and Jerusha have a full-time job, being married to us.
Right.
The last one on here, your list again from 2017. I love being your sheriff. It is the best job in the world.
Mm-hmm. Second best job now.
Yep, not anymore. Screw it. See ya, Barron County.
Man, I might have to move to Chippewa County. People might start egging my house or something. No, I'll be fine.
My goodness. So you told your staff. I'm assuming yes, after your family, you probably talked to them before anybody else.
Right.
What was their response?
Some of them are talking to me. Some of them are just starting back to talk to me now. So
some are like, good.
Yeah, some are like good. Yeah. Thank God. Yeah. I think it was a bombshell. I think there's some upset people. I mean, not upset, but they know how good we have it here. We're going in a good direction, and again, that direction will keep going that way. So,
are you going to recommend to the governor? Maybe you already said this. I can't remember. Are you going to recommend your chief deputy or someone?
Yeah, if my chief deputy wants it, he'll have my full support for it. So there's no question about that. He is the best candidate for the job. There's just a couple of details we need to work out. Sure. But yes, he will.
How long has he been? What's his name?
Jason Hagan. He's been here over
30 what they were talking about earlier, the Jason thing. I'm like, I didn't understand.
31 years. Yeah, he's been here longer than me. And he's actually, if he becomes the sheriff, he'll have held every position, not every position, but he'll have been in every division in this department because he started his career as a jailer dispatcher. Then he was a patrolman. Then he was a detective. So he's done every role here. And then he was the captain. Then he was the chief deputy. And then he would be sheriff. So
how long has he been your chief deputy?
The last year, just over a year. And he was the captain a year before that. So, and he ran our drug unit. He's ran our detective division.
Oh, wow. That's a no-brainer.
He's been in our patrol, and he's the jailer dispatcher. So he's got he's got the credentials to do this.
You have to learn how to write press releases.
Yes, he will.
That's something you don't really get trained on, right?
Yep.
But it's important, as you know.
Yeah.
Especially in Barron County, you always have something going on down there.
Yeah, and it's been, again, knock on wood, there's been no press releases. There's nothing going on in Barron County. This is the perfect exit. I know people don't think that. I'm telling you, it's the perfect exit to keep Barron County and the Sheriff's Department moving forward, and a great exit for me where there's nothing on my plate to say, man, this has got to get done June 2nd, if you don't do this, we're going to, he can set his own path, move forward in his own direction. And so it'll be fine.
And it'll really be helpful for him as well with it a year and a half away until the sheriff's race. If there is more than one person, it'll give him a year and a half in the gig. And if he already has that job, I mean, that's going to ideally, if he's the right person for the job, as you're saying is, so I have no reason to think that he wouldn't be, that would certainly help when it comes time for election, because I wouldn't be surprised if somebody else decides to throw their name in, and maybe they don't, I have no idea, but usually, that happens from time to time. Somebody will throw their name in, and, and man, this guy's only been the sheriff for a year and a half, maybe I could, whatever. But if you waited until like retiring, and let's say you told Domenico at Mosaic that I'm going to hold off until I'm just not going to run again, and then when my term is up, then I will come and work for you. I'm sure he would have that position, or you would have a position there if you wanted to. But in a weird way, this actually does probably help Barron County too, and it certainly is going to help your chief deputy when he becomes sheriff, taking over in the middle of that term, assuming that Evers appoints him. Right,
and we've talked about elections for years. It's very hard to beat an incumbent unless you do something wrong. I mean, if you do nothing, you still have a better chance than the new guy. If you do something wrong, that's when your chances. But you can do nothing, and
Let's not go there.
Don't go there.
Nope.
So
trying to stay out of trouble.
Yes,
you're right.
Let's just
but no, you're right.
So
100% right.
Right. It's just hard to beat an incumbent, and that is good again for Barron County, for the sheriff's department, for the citizens we serve. But again, I can't thank all the people for the notes, the messages, the phone calls, the text messages.
How many? Just ballpark it for us. How many calls or messages or texts have you received?
It's constant. I mean, I'm doing an interview this afternoon at WAU. I'm the Leader Telegram. I see I made the front page.
Oh, Claire.
It's just, the internet and the Facebook. I haven't even read them all. So there's not even a lot of hate out there. I'm like, man, I didn't even.
Weird. I'll throw in some. Don't worry. I'll go on. I'll throw in some.
I mean, we got to get a couple of hate ones out there. I haven't found a hate one yet.
Yeah.
There's got to be one out there. Somebody out there must hate me.
I'll get it started. Don't worry.
Okay, good.
Jeepers. I saw it was even in like Twin Cities news.
Yeah, it was on the Minneapolis news.
Yeah.
I haven't talked to Paul Bloom, my buddy at Fox 9 yet, but I'll have to text him today. But I haven't had a moment to away from my phone, but it's minus yesterday. I went over and visited with Scott Knudsen and his staff yesterday over in St. Croix, and again, my thoughts and prayers are with them today and Katie's family. And they had a heck of a memorial. They built a brand new memorial at their new sheriff's department out there for 4 deputies over the Hudson. They're the Hudson police officer, and 2 prior St. Croix County deputies had their line of duties, and they built a beautiful memorial over there in St. Croix County. So former retired Sheriff Jeff Wallace went over there with me yesterday. We went over there yesterday afternoon and went to that and got to see some sheriffs. And so, and their staff holds a special place in my heart for the work we did over there. Again, something else that I don't ever want to do. Hopefully no one ever has to do that again. But their staff is pretty special over there. So, and they got it. Scott Knudsen's got a great team. And so our, thoughts are with Katie's family today. And that was 2 years ago today.
You must plan on coffee duty at Lona's. So you gotta keep that up.
Well, I got some Mosaic shirts, and we can pour coffee. I'm pretty sure that's part of a good PR thing. Yeah. I'm pretty sure Hargan has Mosaic technology, so I'm pretty sure we can. I'm pretty sure I can work that in.
We'll juicy up. We'll get it taken care of. Before we end up here, right. So here's the weather forecast from our official weather person, Dirk Miller, for this week. Holy buckets! 83 today.
Yeah.
60s tomorrow, almost 70 Thursday, Friday. Oh my goodness! Look at it, all sun. But you know what I love the bottom part where the lows. Like when the lows are in the 60s, that concerns me. Because then you can't cool the house down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So no, this is going to be gorgeous days and beautiful nights. So, but you must put a scary thought. I didn't read this all the way through before I put it up. Chris, I think we discussed in the past regarding a certain person who talked about running against you. He would be a huge nightmare for. Oh, well, there you go. I don't know who that is.
I can't recall who it is, Patty, but I don't know. And I'm not worried about it. Barron County's in a good spot. There's no negativity. They'll put the right person in the job. I have confidence in the governor to do the right thing for Barron County.
And again, this isn't going to be our last show. Just a reminder, if anybody missed that first part, we are going to try to do the rest of May. There may be one that we missed, but On Mondays is when we put it up on our website if we're doing or not doing a show. So just go to DrydenWire.com on Monday and you'll be able to see if we're doing the show. And then probably take a little time off in June. That's when you start your job, kind of get your feet wet. We'll take a little sabbatical. We'll just say like a month, but again, we haven't talked about it. And then decide if we want to keep doing it. And then we kind of maybe have to restructure our show just a little bit. And I don't know. And maybe we'll even ask people if they want us to keep doing this, because maybe it really is they just want to get the news and updates regarding law enforcement in Barron County. And that's perfectly fine. But, if nobody wants to watch just you and I talking about whatever we end up deciding that we're going to talk about, then,
we can at least do, at minimum, we'll do once a month. Even at my new job, we can do it once a month to talk about what's going on.
We could. I still like the, okay, just for me personally, I absolutely look forward to these conversations with you every Tuesday morning. It's my favorite part of the whole week is doing these shows. Not saying that Romaine isn't great when he comes on once a month, and Tom Tiffany, I think he'll be on this Thursday, but it's just different, right? I mean, that's just wildly different. I just absolutely look forward to these shows and just talking with you about anything. But again, we don't want to do 45 minutes of Mosaic. Well, no, hold on. I shouldn't say that. Now, if they want to give me like $100,000, sure. I don't care if anybody watches or not.
They don't. You're not taking all my budget right away. That's what they don't. I can't do that. But, but there might be a deal we can work out.
Yeah, we'll figure something out if we want to keep doing it again. But yeah, we'll probably have more information about that as when our shows, as this month goes on. So it's not like our last show or anything, but still, wow! Congratulations, Chris. No kidding. What an awesome and amazing and wonderful time. And selfishly, as your friend, I'm very, very glad that you are getting out of this. This is what I was talking to Sheriff Finch about yesterday. Law enforcement, I mean, the sheriff, 28 years, 17 as the sheriff. It's not just the stress, the responsibility, the accountability, all that. It's just like the law enforcement field itself. It changes a person, and I don't think it has you. Of course it has. I mean, you haven't gotten to that point where it's just sucked all your soul and your energy. No. And you don't know. In 10 years, would it have? I'm just saying this. I'm very happy for you as my friend. I really am. Yeah. It's a big loss for Barron, but it sounds like the chief deputy, if he gets that, if he wants it, and if Evers appoints him, sounds like they're going to be in good hands. But I'm very, very happy, and congratulations, Chris.
Yeah, appreciate it. And again, thanks to everybody for the well wishes. And I'm not going very far, so don't worry.
That's true.
Yeah, Joe was a great attorney. Yeah, so
Joe, love Joe.
Yeah, yep, Joe's great.
For Representative Gabe Magnifici, thank you everyone for all the wonderful things that you put in. Nobody seems to say anything nice about me, just you. But whatever, it's okay. Fine, I'm not going to hold any grudges.
I will. You're a great guy. I can't comment and do so I appreciate it.
All right, man. For Barron County Sheriff Chris Fitzgerald, I'm Ben Dryden, and you've been watching The Big Show, Positive Tuesday with Ben and Fitzy, presented by Professional Exteriors and Interiors. With 20 years of experience, this locally owned and operated business has provided quality work both on the inside and on the outside of your home or business. Like Fitzy and I, they believe it's the little things that make a big difference. Give them a call. See what they can do for you. The number's right there on the screen, 715-520-2271. Fitzy and I probably will see you back here next week. We'll have that announcement up on Monday on our website at DrydenWire.com. So until then, thank you for watching and have a blessed day.